this, huh? I can't tell what the audio levels are. The quality of the stream looks a lot better though, based on the preview. Let's see. I think the millimeter size of the lens is smaller, so you get a wider angle. The audio should be better. I listened to the audio yesterday and it was like really muffled. It was interesting. It sounded soft, but like muffled, like it sounded like one-dimensional. Okay, so let me open the stream on here so I could see what it looks like. Oh wow, it's the ratio of the stream is really tall. That's kind of interesting. Let's roll with it and then we'll see, because like the length, the focus is so much better than yesterday. So this is the first pass of the primer. Normally we do about two passes. And the way I prime is I get some floss and I get this, and then I just hook it somewhere and then it hangs and I prime it. The downside of this process is right where I tie it, you'd have to prime one more time because you can't prime under the string. But we normally do about 2 passes anyways, because we find like little mistakes that we need to sand away anyways, so it's okay. Let's see. I tried to post the work in progress shot. Oh wow. The eye is like filled in. Huh. That's kind of interesting. What happened there? Let's see if this is a bubble. Oh, it is a bubble. It must have been like a water bubble. Interesting. Because I did wash it one more time. Yeah, the eye. Interesting, okay. That's actually kind of trippy. I never had this happen before. So you can actually see the primer like settled on like an air bubble of water, I guess. And the eyes just are like hollowed. But it kind of works actually. We cut here too deeply yesterday. The refresh rate on the camera seems much better than yesterday too. So the webcam that we used, it was really old. It's I think it's a C920. It was kind of popular like probably like close to 7 years ago or more. Yeah, that's kind of bad. You can see, like I tried so hard to make sure, how close can I get to this camera? I tried so hard to get rid of like these indents and stuff, but you just can't see it like when it's just like straight resin, because it's like so subsurface scattery. So you end up like having to work it more. I tried to spray pretty far from the model so I don't make the layers too thick. Let me get a piece of tissue. Let's bring this light a little bit closer. I might put, I have soap water, dish soap, and I'm going to add it to this water. And then I'm going to use that to kind of help me sand. It'll help create like a specularity. I don't want to make this too wet, so I'll put this here. That was really interesting though. I've never had that happen with the eyes. I think there was a water bubble there, because right before I primed it, I decided to do one more pass with the toothbrush and water, and apparently the water didn't evaporate in the eyes because they're really deep. So let's see. Yeah, like the I think the quality of the resolution, everything feels better on stream. What's kind of cool about this first layer of primer too is a lot of times when you do it really lightly, it kind of speckles the paint on, or it'll leave areas that aren't primed. So like light kind of seeps in from the sides, so it has this almost like luminescent or incandescent effect, where I can actually do it on stream, where light gets trapped inside and it looks like it's emulating light, which is really cool. So I'll show you what I mean. So it has like that subsurface translucent quality, but it's not really that transparent. So you can see shining the light from behind, where it's like it seems to be glowing, especially where the eyes, where I just chopped out that area, or like in between here where the what do you call it, the paint didn't go in. So you get this like semi-translucent effect, which is really cool. Anyways, let's keep, ouch. I tried to post on TikTok and also I think on YouTube Shorts, the before priming. So like just the raw model, and I rotated it in my hands, but then I think it's because the character is pink and it looks like flesh, so I guess it assumed it was naked, so it kind of soft blocked it. I don't know if it like blocks it completely from the channel, but I see it, but it gets no views because, and also it has a warning, it says cannot be shown on For You page, which is kind of lame, but I'm sure like once we work on other models that aren't like a female, then it wouldn't be like such an issue. We're using the Tamiya primer paint, which is like really nice, really thin coats, and It's a little old. I think the bottle or the can I'm using it is maybe close to a year old now, but it still worked really well. One thing I noticed like on the back here was it felt like it was picking up like almost like a grimy dirt color, but once I'm sanding it, I think it's going away. And also just coming out of the can, it felt totally good, like there was nothing else wrong. Luckily this camera length or camera size is really tiny, so you get that wide angle, so I don't have to worry about like being in frame as much. Let's keep track of what time it is. So it's 2:15 right now. So let's just kind of remember that, and then because I always lose track of time. Sometimes it gets hard to tell if you really flattened out like a spot because you kind of shave away the color, but then the color gets sanded away, but then the shape's still there, but you don't really realize it because the value is telling you that it's different. You see subtle stepping on the cheeks here, so just kind of smooth that away. You can probably wet it. So we can't, so that was a good lesson for us. We can't do the toothbrush wash toothbrush thing like too soon before priming, otherwise you get those water bubbles on the model, like in the eyes. And then again, maybe if you wanted that effect, then you could actually do it on purpose, so we kind of know now. You gotta be a little careful though, priming too many times, because then it'll get thicker and thicker and you'll lose details like in the eyes. I don't know why, but today I'm like really hot. Like my core is hot. Yeah, the colors are so much better though, compared to the webcam. We had to do so much like adjustments, and even then it was like way off. Like it was overexposed and colors were off. With the phone, it's just plug and play, which is amazing. I wonder if you have a model with like really fine-tuned details, like the texture of like a textile, like a shirt, Like how do you prime that? Because I'm sure the primer will go in there and it'll like eat up all those small little crevices. So I imagine that would not be fun. Or you'd have to like be really careful with how you prime, I guess. I don't know. Still see a bump there, sadly. Oh yeah, we don't actually have the overlays from OBS too. So like we don't have like the chat or the image to show like what we're working on, the digital image. It's just raw like vertical camera view, so that's a trade-off. Maybe there was a setup though inside, because I'm using, what is it? I'm using Streamlabs now on the phone, but I didn't really see any options. I just kind of hit the go button. It did mention something about paying extra, I think, to stream to multiple sources. We're using grade 2000 on the sandpaper right now. I don't remember if I did two layers on the other one. I think we did. We had to have done two at least, I think. But even then, like, I was so sloppy with how I cleaned up. You can actually see the support's still on like the neck and the face on the other one. In a little bit, I'll probably put them side by side and we can compare what the two look like. And you get more of a fair comparison, because earlier we put this one next to the other one, but this one was not primed, so you couldn't see fine details. The biggest thing is this head size is proportionally half the size of the other one, but the cool thing about this one is it has a torso. We had a lot of issues around the neck area, like right here. I'm not really seeing any issues. Let's go look. Let's go even. Oh, I was using 800. I thought this was 2000. Okay, let's use 2000 then. Whoopsie. 800 is actually like a really good one though. It's like a solid. I thought it was brushing a lot softer, but man, it's okay. It's a little faster that way. Trying to get like all the little what do you call it? Raised speckles off. Just kind of getting everything really smooth and flat. I might have to bring the 800 back here in this corner. We might even have time. Well, we might have time to do the XCC 3D coding, but that's kind of being optimistic. Let's see, let's bring back the 800. One thing that I was thinking about, because we haven't really used XCC in a while, but we want to coat the entire object. But I'm thinking like, okay, so if I'm coating the whole thing, I still need to touch it to hold it. So how do I handle like not touching the object but also like working with it and painting it? So I'm thinking maybe we could try to use paper clips and then have it as like little stilts, and we'll leave it on top of the paper clips. The trouble with that though is I think it might combine with that and also leave dimples where it was holding it. So I don't know exactly how I want to solve this yet. So it's going to be trial and error. And if it goes really, really bad, we could just reprint this and re-clean it again. So it's not the end of the world. That makes me think, and maybe at that point I feel like I want to just make another model, but then that would delay the whole process of like printing it again, like setting it up, making sure there's no holes, thinking of like the design behind the piece, and it's like it's going to be like another week out before we touch printing again, which so I don't know. Is this 800 or 2000? 800, okay. Let's see if I can get this corner. This one's causing me a lot of problems right here. This shoulder piece. Because I need to kind of like, I almost need to sculpt it. Let's rinse it. This is kind of like, I just thought about doing it right now. Kind of risky if I slip up, but just kind of like re-carving in the crevices of some of the cavities. So when you paint it again, it won't double up. But the problem is you kind of redefine the edge, and sometimes it's not straight or it's scratchy looking, so trying to be careful here. It's hard to tell, like, if this is good enough. Just kind of go over it one more time. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I was supposed to cook this model in UV, so it's not fully cured potentially. I feel like there's a hole in this glove. Still check the glove. My hand's sweaty, so I'm not sure. But I guess it's safe to be safer to change it than not changing. Ugh. So let's send this through the primer. Alright, yeah, we'll prime it one more time after this. Let it dry. We'll switch projects for a little bit. And then once it dries, we'll sand it lightly one more time. And then we'll probably, if we have time at the end of the day, we'll try using XCC. What is this? 800. Okay. I'm just trying to we'll do a side by side with the other model in a second. I want to see if it was a good call to do a lip piercing rather than a nose piercing. I thought the nose piercing kind of took over the bottom of the nose too much, so I thought let's switch to a lip piercing. But I kind of like the symmetricalness of the nose piercing, so it's hard to tell if it was the right choice to get rid of it. I'm gonna try, let's see, I'm gonna chop this off actually. And okay. So now I took off the neck piece and you can see they did a pretty good job, like not covering too much, but I'm gonna move the cover somewhere else. I mean the string somewhere else because we're gonna prime it one more time. Just keep going over it here. Trying to get rid of the grittiness of it. It might be slightly more gritty because the paint is slightly older, but it's hard to tell. It's not that significantly different. Some grittiness might be cool too, but I'll try to get it smooth though. Since I'm like right-handed, I kind of favor that side of the character, so I try to switch hands here. End up hitting spots we didn't hit earlier. Oh yeah, I just noticed. Big one right here. It's gonna be interesting. Potentially, when we do the XTC 3D stuff, it could ruin this model. So there's a bit of kind of tension of like, oh my god, this could go really well or really bad. My blood sugar's going up, I think. I'm getting sleepy. Surprisingly, we've only been doing this for about 40 minutes, but I feel kind of really lethargic. If I can at least get this back on the priming spot stage, then that's good. That's a good goal to hit today. It's a little off-centered with the camera. Ouch. This bubble in the way, I can't see the mouth. It's a little scratchy now. Probably should have done that. I'm gonna pass out. Trying to get all the little crevices that potentially I missed the grittiness on, so I could get rid of that. right back. I'm gonna Let's get back out of here. I just kind of laid down, stretched. Try to get this done and move on to something else. It is pretty tiring to like sand and meticulously find like little things and scrape them, and it's pretty like jarring to like stare at the lights too. These bright lights to try to find the perfect angle for the specularity and stuff. I'm off camera again, damn it. I think I like the side view better because when I do top down, it gets in front of me. It's hard to see what I'm doing, so. Try dunking it again. And just kind of get rid of some of the grittiness in the inside there. I wouldn't mind keeping some of the grittiness in the cloth just so it kind of gives it a bit more separation and texture from the body. Looks like we didn't really paint enough back here behind the ear. It looks like it's more speckled. It was hard to get the spray to work correctly though. I'm gonna use the brush, but then we're gonna let it dry really long. So during that time, we'll probably do something else. Missed a little nub right there earlier. gonna let it dry. And we'll come back to it. In the meantime, we might switch the stream to something else. I'm gonna take a break. But yeah, we'll see.